Well, hello there YouTube, welcome to another video here on the channel. My name is Emily. Today I'm going to peak my audio up slightly and we'll get that to a burble so you can hear the 37 there. So we are here at Furlong Junction, I believe. We are on the ATS Chat Moss line. Sorry, I completely lost the word for Chat Moss there. This is the Chat Moss line, and you can see our train is just coming off the spur off the West Coast Main Line. I'm not 100% sure this is actually the West Coast. No, that is the West Coast. Yeah. I'm not sure this is like 100% accurate curve. But, yeah, that is not accurate. That is way too slow a speed from memory. And then, yeah, and then this is the Chat Moss. No, it'll be a spur. I apologise. Anyway, this is Furlong Junction, I believe. We're about to be cleared out of the loop, so we'll get back in the cab. But this is the scenario that comes with the Train Sim Rolling Stocks TEA Volume 2. That's these things behind us. We're going to talk about more about those as we get on the move, and you'll be able to hear them and all that. We've got a bitumen train today, I believe. And we're on our way from Ravenhead sidings to Lindsay Oil Refinery. After a quick battle on the West Coast Main Line from Furlong Junction, you've been brought to Parkside Junction, apologies. Parkside Junction to allow higher priority passenger service to pass. Once the signal clears, you'll be routed to Eccles Goods Loop to allow another unit through. After you receive the road once more, it will be onwards to Manchester Victoria for a driver change. Max speed today, 60 miles an hour. So total distance of 15 miles. We've got a single amber. I've already let the brake off and been holding up the loco brake. I'm going to use about half power. I'll actually turn on my instrument lights just so you can see them a bit better. Double amber. So that actually so that's what I was fannying on. That's what you want ideally to pop to a double amber, so you can go straight up to line speed, going onto the main line. Even though we know that in theory it should be double amber by the time we get to the next signal. Yeah. Start speed limit today is 20 miles per hour. Don't believe these have a train length. No, this one doesn't. Some of the 37s do. This one does not. But yes, so looking at the user guide for the TEAK wagon pack, we've got quite a bit. Thank you for purchasing this wagon pack for Train Sim It Classic. Let's get up to 15. We'll keep it going. This release includes 3 more variations of the TEA wagon built in the 1980s, following on from Volume 1. Mainly used as diesel tanks, these wagons have also transported fuel oil to power stations. Each design has a detailed section of weathering levels, customizable elements and high quality audio. Overview: the TEA code. So I'm just going to check for good running of the train, which we have, and we're now on the main line. You know me, good bit of global warming. Back in the cab we go. So yeah, we're at green aspect, so we can keep going basically. Keep going. So line speed is 75 in this section. For freight, we're obviously only able to go 60 as we're a Class 6 freight service today. But as I was saying though, the TEA code is one of the largest, and hundreds of I'm sorry, just checking. Yeah, I'm going to pull that audio levels back down just so you can definitely hear me over the train. The TEA code is one of the largest, and hundreds of different variants have appeared since the late 1960s. This pack captures 3 designs from the 1980s, built with a recognisable sole bar, running the whole length of the wagon. 2 designs of a traditional rounded shape. These are still used to transport diesel across the UK, most notably from Lindsay Oil Refinery, which is closing soon. The other design has a lagged tank with extra insulation, giving it a distinct conical end. This design was used until 2017, mainly carrying fuel oil / furnace oil to major power stations such as Drax and Didcot. What's included: diagrammed TE009F, built in 1988, shown in game as TEA4. TE009B, built in 1980, shown as TEA5. And TE010J, built in 1980, shown as TEA6. 3 levels of weathering, customizable details, including the has chem plates, custom sound set so it sounds like the real thing. 2 scenarios for the JT Midland mainline, and so 1 for plus extensions and 1 for the Chat Moss. So it's 1 for JT Midland, 1 for Chat Moss. I apologise, I can't speak English. Powers on, green aspect. In the scenario editor, you get the drop down. It's the standard fare. Main variants, so yeah, you get loads of different variants. I'm not going through them all today. What we have on the back here today, these are TE6, so the 010J. Note the open frame at the rear and lagged bodywork with insulation to keep the product warm. Unlike others, this wagon has 2 filling points, hence the oil streaks. First several years of service with thin oil streaks is W1. So this is W3, I think. No, W2. So it's less corroded. It's got the you can still make out the tote oil. So yeah, track dirt building up, strong black oil staining from thicker products. And W3 is absolutely filthy, which is very thick layer of grime and oil from many years of service. The dirtiest wagon in the pack. Probably one of the dirtiest wagons in train sim, not gonna lie. It is filthy. Actually, I believe this is W3, or W2. This is W3. Absolutely filthy. I believe this is a bitumen train, so I'm not sure if that's... Is that corrosive? That has warning. Basically, don't drink whatever's in there. We are throttle wide open here. You do actually... I haven't been able to get these above 50. And I know that was an earlier bug with TS rolling stock wagons. Honestly, the TAs I'm holding out for a hero here, train sim rolling stock if you're watching. And the hero that I'm holding out for, RMT's kicking off with the limo, good, is the current generation TAs. So what you see on the Heathrow fuel train, that design, in my opinion, that's sort of what is the most up to date, most current. And nowadays, modern era scenarios are the easiest to make because you have the most reference. That is, yeah. So so as you guys know, work in the railway industry. Basically, RMT is very against open access, and I actually share an opinion with our finance director on this. In some cases, open access is great. However, the current proposals we're seeing are revenue abstraction. But no, all opinions are my own. And which finance director? I don't know. I don't know a finance director. Do you? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Some of the schemes at the moment are literally just that are being sort of talked about. It's crazy. But anywho. So I'm recording this at 11:15 in the morning. I've actually been to work already. I did spare, so I got in at 6 and I got let go at 10 and I got back by 11 and I've even done some shopping on the way home. Now this is the weird thing with working really early shifts, right? Okay, 6 o'clock start, not too early, but when you finish work by 10 and the rest of the day is yours and you're not at work until 5 o'clock on Wednesday morning, when is it okay to start drinking? Because I bought myself some rum last night as a treat and I'm kind of tempted by it, but I'm also like, it's 11:15, no. To be fair, I came home and for my literal 11s had some Ben & Jerry's I had left in the fridge. I know you're jealous of my life right now. Oh dear. But no, so what is there to talk about? So like I say, the wagons, I think they're great. The sound on them is really good too, I think. Probably a little bit repetitive, but I really quite like. Let's do a rumble by. And obviously these may sound different to wagons you're used to, as these are a specific variant. Let me know what you thought of that rumble by. I believe that is a Morpeth warning for a random 40 that crops up. Thing is though, we're only at 50. We are a green signal though, yeah, 40 over 60. So we get, because obviously we're a freight, not that far from here. So really, I'm just going to shut the throttle off, and we'll coast it back. And obviously clears the AWS with a ring. So how is everybody today? Good? I hope you're good. If you're not good, then I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you do better very soon. Like I say, my work day was good. Which just normally I can't, like, I struggle to sit in the crew room and chat with everyone because it's too many people talking constantly. But actually being out, like, today there wasn't that many of us. There was about 4 of us in for the majority, and that's like a conversation I can keep pace with. When it's like 12 guys, I get overwhelmed so quickly. I'm doing hopefully some funsies. I'm doing potentially going to Manchester tomorrow. I need to find out if I'm still doing that. Meeting up with a friend. I need to message another friend because when you're a bit worried about your friend and you're like, I'm not sure they're okay. Let's have like a sit down at some point. Yeah. Um, you know the vibe. You know the vibe. We've gone through that 40 now, haven't we? I wasn't, but yeah, there's the 40 start. But we coasted down in time. Oh, we're through at 75. Excellent. Well, there's the cloud, monstrous cloud of cloud. So this scenario is full of sorry about that, I just broke the audio again. This scenario is full of 175s. It's the most common train in this scenario, and whilst I don't mind a 175, there's a point where I'm like, can we have something else now? Yeah, that's the better choice here. So yeah, I'm currently sitting, well, so I'm basically at home today, and I've got nothing for a while, to be fair. Well, like I said, potentially Manchester tomorrow, but nothing today. I should really go and sort my medication out, but I'm scared, man. Anyway, we are still just rumbling along. So yeah, this scenario, it is quite a slow drive, I find. And like I say, I do hope this is loaded. In theory, I don't think it. Well, based off the way we're heading, I don't think it is. But yeah, that's because obviously Lindsay's where the oil. Actually, where is Ravenhead sidings? St Helens. Okay, so it's chemical work. So it might be taking like something pre-refined, some chemical waste product. But yeah, I don't know what the house chems are. But yeah, like I say, It just does feel like a very heavy train I've got on, or like I've got a dragging brake. But I've got brake pipes charged. Nothing in my basically my brake pipe. It's fine. There's nothing in the bogies on the loco, so the loco's not braking. And I can't see airflow, but I don't think there is airflow. Put it that way. Just keep rumbling along, rumbling right along. Okay, that's our 40 for the turnout, so I'll just do the same again, we'll just coast down. It's... No, I need to brake a bit earlier actually. So you've got the road set to give us access to Eccles. Goods loop, I can see tiny amount of brake on. I may actually do a brake overcharge in the goods loop. See, the brakes are slow to release. But yeah, I may go for an overcharge as we pull in. Well, as we stop. There we go, 40, we're at 35, perfect. And we're going to drag a little bit of braking as we come into the loop just to make sure that we are at a stand. Basically, obviously I know there's a red signal at the end of the goods loop, or I'm expecting there to be a red signal at the end of the goods loop, I should say. Whilst I want to pull the whole train in reasonably quickly, I also want to make, yeah, I can see the red. Red signals a brick wall, you don't run up to a brick wall. Hope you appreciate my logic. So what a brake overcharge is basically you hold it in overcharge and it puts too much air into the brakes. It takes like 2 minutes to bleed the air back off. And basically just make sure all the brakes are released on the train. There's nothing that sounded like a dragging brake, but we'll do that just for a bit of fun. We now know our full train is in the goods loop by a long way. We want to draw up reasonably close to the thing here, but actually because there's still brake in... Actually I don't think we are, so I'll just use again a slight chaff of brake. So, when I put brake on, you see the brake pipe. Put my local brake on. Actually no, use handbrake for this. We are going to be here a little while. You'll be held at Eccles goods loop until 1 Hotel 52 passes and clears the section. There we go. So I can let all the brakes off now because I'm held on that, and I'm going to hold it in the release, which will hopefully give us a brake overcharge. That's under brake. There's no main res indicator on this, is there? No. No, there it is. That's Okay, well, hopefully that's overcharged now. And I'll just use the local brake to hold the train. You know, I'll just use this to make sure the handbrake's pulled off. There we go. So I'm going to do, actually, you can see the road's been set for it now, so 1 Hotel 52 should be on its way. Let's see where, so we've come from there, and we've now made it this far, and we end at Victoria. So 1 Hotel 52 is on its way to Stockport. That means he'll diverge right as we go left. But the airport to Blackpool North service will get put in front of us, as like he will Kirby to Rochdale. And you've got all these guys coming out the other way. That's cool, I didn't notice those in there last time I looked. It's a very interesting bit of railway, this, at Manchester. This obviously is the more modern track alignment, so it includes things like autocode, which was built sort of 2015-ish to give an actual mainline connection between the main Manchester stations. So you've got the sort of the core of Manchester, which is Piccadilly to sort of Deansgate, and that's an incredibly busy section of track. But you can't get from there to Manchester Victoria without reversing in this time period. So you would have to go to basically hit Eccles in reverse, or go like via Staley Bridge and reverse at Staley Bridge. But now it basically means they can run passenger trains. It's not done very much like an hourly service because they didn't build the capacity anywhere else because that was too expensive. So basically you've got this wonderful bit of railway that's barely used because there isn't the capacity for it to be used, which is insane. But yeah, this is, like I say, Eccles. 37 just burbling away to itself in the background. Here's the 175. I'll turn the game audio up a bit. There we go. So we'll hopefully get the road pulled off for us in a moment. So because we're on flat ground, I've missed the train brake, and it's just the loco that's holding the train now. So as soon as I let that brake off, it'll fall straight off, pretty much straight off, and then we can just take power. So just sort of pull both hands towards you and pull away. Pretty much in terms of how quickly it'll do its thing. Can we go? There we go. Bit of power. Let's go. Obviously 37694, that's a dash 5, 37-5. That's a heavy haul 37, powerful 37. Big boy scary boy 37. Now, come on to the train as it comes over the points. So we know that last signal is a single amber, so it's a red ahead. We can see actually it's an amber already. I can see the signal's pulled off, so it's a single amber next. And we'll just watch the train out of the sidings. Or out of the loop, sorry, just making sure that there's no... So you basically check for good running, so it's not rocking all over the place. It's not, it's not sparks flying off one of the wheels, it's not on fire, that kind of thing. And it also means that I now know, we'll put it on the main line, Mount Etna. is erupting. Right, full power. So we are now cleared back up to 75 in theory. However, obviously, yeah, yeah. So there's 30 3/4 of a mile after the 50 board, which is basically our next speed change that we need to be aware of. Oakley Schmokley, so we're approaching adverse signals. So I'm actually just going to pull power straight off. Got a single amber, so the next signals are red. Don't ask me the name of the motorway, I don't know. I don't drive. So you can see that'll be our 50 Morpeth board. So 3/4 of a mile from here we need to be at 30. We're coasting back and I can actually see the needle moving, so we'll probably be that by then anyway. But it's good just to be aware of it. No, in all seriousness, what was I going for? First time I ran this, I actually ended up doing a spad at the next signal. Because there's that many AWSs in this section, I was like, just clearing it. Not paying attention. Basically red out of nowhere. So it is quite easy to actually get into that sort of rhythm of just AWS Q. Really, you only want to be clearing that alert once you're aware of why you're clearing it. And if you know why you're clearing it, let the emergency brakes dump on, you know? See, like that. Well, that's a lesson learned, isn't it? Hello, signal out? No. No one saw anything? Yeah. You didn't see anything, okay? Let's look at what's coming from around through the pile of dirt. Nothing, apparently. I'm not quite sure why it's got a green with a feather. But something's being put across the front of me. So this is the centre of Manchester that we're coming into here. So you turn right here. This takes you to Deansgate. You can see 175 there. Oxford Road. And in the distance, you can just make out Piccadilly. So what I mentioned that you couldn't get around here without a reverse, so this is the new alignment that's been built. So this was, I think, like I say, 2015 construction. I may be doing a scenario over this soon, actually, because I've got quite a fun little one to do. Actually, let's see if I can fix this whilst I'm here. So this is a common issue for me in ATS routes because I don't run the maximum settings and everything. But if you just... No, I'm missing an asset here. Well, that's fascinating. So, generally, if basically an asset is set to load at a higher level and you hover over it, it will appear, and then you can, yeah. Yeah, but that's basically my little train sim hacks. Reverse, it goes forward. There we go, 175 coming in. Another 175. Another one. Let's just sit on this bridge and do train spotting here. It's a very safe bridge. Wave to the driver, see if he... Come on guys, wave to the driver, see if he sounds his horn. Why didn't you wave? There's another 175 coming. There are actually other trains in this except 175s. This is the era where 175s were with First North Western, so they were mainly in this area. And yeah, so basically, when the franchises got rearranged, the 175s ended up as part of River Trains Wales. They still obviously came up here, but they also went as, into South Wales, which I'm not sure they did in First North Western days. There we go, we'll proceed. A nice little cautionary pace in here. It's got a 30 actually, so we'll go for, well, yeah, we'll pick up to the 30. Imagine that if, like I say, obviously this is towards the end of 37s running on the UK main line, but we're just making so much mess. It's unreal. Got a 150-2 coming the other way. See, I told you there was other things in here other than 175s. So we'll just coast around here. There's the 142 going the other way. He's going through a station I can't remember the name of. I've never actually been there in train sim, so that's why I can't remember the name of it. I just need to ding this AWS. So, sorry about that I'm messaging, but one of my friends just sent me a message saying, basically, she's got some cognitive issues and pins and needles down one side, and I'm like, the pins and needles down one side, and if it's bad enough for you to randomly mention it in conversation, are you having a heart attack, hon? Just quickly hit tab, just make sure I've not missed it. No. So yeah, this is the name of the station I can't remember, which is Salford Central. Of course. Now this is actually a little Cemex siding here, I believe. Which isn't particular. Yeah, there you go. So it's actually scenery. Okay, that's good to know. Well, as in there's an aggregate discharge hut, but nothing else. It is somewhat scenery. So we swing over these points. We're basically waiting for something coming out of Manchester. Victoria. Yeah, I'll be waiting on this pacer. Or we're waiting on Rochdale going through. You then look over here and you've got some more Pacers parked, well, and Pacer parked up on his way to Rochdale via Oldham. And this is obviously the trams, Manchester trams. Manchester trams are great. I've never been out of Victoria on them, but I have been out of Piccadilly. I'm sitting back, but I'm not fouling anything. No, I am actually fouling those points. I'll pull forward a bit. There we go. I'm not someone who is very bossy with my friends. Like, you do your thing. There we go, off to a green. Like I say, yeah, I just sort of pretty much said, because you've got pins and needles on the right hand side, which is, so no, pins and needles on one side can be sign of a heart attack, and I've got a vague thing telling me that down the right hand side for men, but for women it can be on the left, but hers on the right, but I don't know if that's like exclusively, yeah, I don't know. So I've basically said, like, if it gets any worse, travel mine, like, because she's at home alone as well. And as much as I moan to my friends, I'd always rather have them come back, have them be well, and there's Toxic masculinity is a thing. Obviously, this is a female friend, but still, like, there is this whole, oh no, I'll be fine, we'll get through it. No, you won't. Behave. Double amber. Single amber next. I do wish, this is what Train Sim's given me then, Mod Railway never will. Scale. Like, I want a full-length rake like this more. I want all my trains to be full-length rakes, and it's just not feasible. That 150 better be on another road. There was definitely cleared at the platform, I know that much. Like I say, this is Victoria. So, above Victoria is the shopping centre. And the arena is around here somewhere. Is this even part of the arena? I can't remember. No, it's not. That's the station building. The Manchester Arena, because obviously, so the arena bombings in Manchester. It might be that they've just not included the arena, to be fair. But yeah, I remember it was basically BTP's call or thing to go to because it was basically the arena's part of the station. That's crazy. That's still the AO arena. Yeah, so it is. No, that is the arena actually. That there is the AO arena, Manchester Arena. But it's again, it's one of those instances. It's very interesting to learn about. I'm not going all the way down there, mate. How the train's not fully platform, but it doesn't need to be. So we'll shut the cab off. Overall, what are my opinions on the train sim rolling stock TAKs? Depot get them. They are really awesome. Obviously, if it's your era, they're great. If not, they're still pretty cheap, comparatively speaking. And you know they will be appearing in sort of current issue era stuff anyway. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Great work, Driver Change Crew will take place here before the working continues towards the Calder Valley. Scenario complete.